Hi, this is Mrs. Norris, and today I'm going to be showing you how I would like for you to upload your screenshots for your code.org assignments. Now, we're going to be needing some information from our assignment for lesson 1.1, Getting Started. I know it says video unavailable, but that will be changed by the time you watch this tutorial. So what I need you to do is stop this tutorial right now, put a pause on your code.org work, and move on to lesson 1.1, because again, in this tutorial here right now, I'm going to be covering some information that was finished in lesson 1.1, and you're going to need that information for this activity as well. So again, pause this tutorial and go back to lesson 1.1 if you haven't finished it yet, and complete that assignment, and then come back so that you are prepared to turn in your work for Angry Birds. All right, so at this point, you should have finished and submitted your work. You don't have to have it graded yet, but at least have it submitted, your work for lesson 1.1. Again, if you haven't done that yet, I need you to stop this video and go back and do that. But I'm going to assume that you've followed that direction so that you don't get lost and you're ready to move on. So in my Google Drive, which I still have open, the first thing that I'm going to do actually before I do anything else is I'm going to split my screen. So we did this before with lesson 1.1. So let me show you how to do it again. So I'm going to click and drag my Express course tab, and then I'm going to drag my window so that it's about half size. Okay. So I can still watch this tutorial while I'm completing the steps. Now I'm going to go over to my tab for someone to make sure it's all resized. I'm going to go over to my tab for getting started, which I'm going to change to, to my Angry Birds. And I'm going to move this over. Okay, so I have Angry Birds on one side. I'm actually going to change this to my drive. I have my Google Drive open on one side, and I have my Angry Birds assignment page open on the other. Now, the information I'm going to share with you right now is how I would like your code.org screenshots to be submitted for all activities, not just for Angry Birds. So I'm setting you up for the rest of your activities for code.org. Okay, so what I want you to do before we do any of this while you're watching this tutorial, what I want you to do on your Drive screen is I want you to open up your 2023 Intro to Computers folder. Now, if you are not in Intro to Computers, what I'd like for you to do is pause this tutorial and raise your hand. So again, if you're in my intermediate class or in my multimedia class, what I'd like you to do is pause this tutorial and raise your hand so that I can tell you how to set up your desktop accordingly. Okay, so this is assuming that right now you're in the Intro to Computers class. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that folder by double clicking. And then I'm going to open up my 2023 files folder. Now, we have a coding folder here. I also didn't mention that we need a Google folder. So I'm going to have you do that now. Even though this is a coding assignment, I still want you to to create a folder for your Google stuff. So what I'm going to have you do is right click and then new folder. And I'm going to call it Google, Google. Again, excuse me, I'm going to call it Google, Google, and then I'm going to click create. So last time in lesson 1.1, I had you throw those screenshots away and put them or empty your trash. That's totally fine. Moving forward, we're going to save all of those screenshots inside of our Google folder so we have them just in case we need them. And then right now today, we're going to be saving these in our coding folder. Okay, so we'll save our code.org screenshots in our coding folder. All right. So that's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I would like for you to have your screenshots taken. I want to make sure that it's very clear that you're supposed to complete all of the puzzles, but I'm only asking for specific puzzles for you to take screenshots of. When you take those screenshots, I need to see the green circles in the back. So that way I know you did actually finish all of the puzzle. If I don't see those screenshots, I will send it back to you to redo and submit new screenshots. So just get it taken care of the correct way the first time. Okay, so I'm going to take pictures of puzzle 9, puzzle 11, puzzle 12, and puzzle 13. So to do that, I have my puzzle 9 open, okay, and then I have my workspace. Now I've completed it in fewer than 9 blocks, so that follows the directions. I, as the teacher, wouldn't kick this back because this person followed directions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it to make sure that it works because it needs to be the congratulations screen. So I'm going to go ahead and run it. So you can kind of see in the back the green dots. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take my screenshot again, Shift, Command, and the number 4. And then I'm going to click and drag. So I'm starting up at the very top. As you can see, I'm going to start right up here on the edge of my bookmarks bar. Shift, Command, number 4. And I'm going to make sure that I have my entire congratulations screen as well as the green dots up at the top viewable in my screenshot. So I'm going to let go, and there's my screenshot. Okay, so I've taken my screenshot, and now I'm going to rename it what it says in the lesson, L2 Puzzle 9. So again, right-click, rename, L2 Puzzle 9, and then return. Okay. Oh. All right, now I'm going to move on to Puzzle 11. And I will spare you listening. I'll be right back once it plays. Okay, so I, as your teacher, can tell how many blocks you used because it says 8 lines of code. That 8 lines of code tells me that you did this in 9 blocks. It says for your goal that you are supposed to do the fewest number of blocks possible. So really, if you have anything higher than 10 blocks or 9 lines, I will probably kick it back to you and tell you to do this again. But I do need to take a screenshot of it, and I'm going to rename it what you see here, L2 Puzzle 11. I'm going to make sure my screenshot shows those green dots in the back. I'm going to start up at the edge and go edge to edge. So Shift, Command, the number 4, click and drag. Okay, so again, if I can't see those green dots, I'm going to send it back to you. Okay, I'm going to rename it, right click, rename, right click, rename, lesson 2, puzzle 11, and then return. Okay, so now I need to move on to puzzles 12 and 13. I'm going to go ahead and click on the flag. That's where my lesson extras are. Bonus level. Again, I'll pause it so that you don't have to listen and come back when it's complete. Alrighty, so Shift, Command, and the number 4. Click and drag. Right click, rename, lesson 2, puzzle 12. Okay, and then my final puzzle, puzzle 13. Okay, so I'm going to take that final picture, Shift, Command, number 4, starting up at the edge of my bookmarks bar, click and drag, and then I'm going to rename it, right click, rename, L2, puzzle 13, hit return. Okay, so now I have all of my puzzles named. I did recall that it said that you are submitting for screenshots, so I have the correct number of screenshots. I have them renamed correctly. Puzzle 9, Puzzle 11, Puzzle 13, 12, and Puzzle 13. So I have everything as I needed it to be. Okay, I made sure that I had all of my goals met before I took any of my pictures, and so I'm ready. So I'm going to scroll down to the picture of the rocket. I'm going to click and drag to select all of my photos, my screenshots, and then I'm going to drag them over to the rocket. And once they load, I'm going to submit. Okay. And then finally, I need to get rid of these. So I'm going to go to my file folder. I'm going to go to my coding. I'm going to open that up. And then I'm going to click and drag these again into that coding folder. Okay, and once they're in that coding folder so that it's complete, I'm going to click and drag them into my trash can. And then I'm going to right click and empty my trash. Okay, so it's very important to keep your desktop clear. These are not, what I have here are not screenshots or pictures. These are actually files. So I'm keeping my desktop organized. I expect you to do the same. Okay, so I've got my screenshots inside of my coding folder. I've emptied my trash. My desktop is clear of any screenshots, and I've submitted all my work, and I'm ready for my next assignment. If there is a next assignment, then it will open up for you once I've graded your Angry Birds activity.